This reminds me of where we are. All I ask is it for us, night with you? I do love you. That's just gonna have to do. Good morning! It is a beautiful sunny day today, so I thought I would sit down and have a little chat with you about UCAS. Many of you have probably gone back to school or are going back to school this week, so I thought it would be a perfect time to just share with you some of the things I learned when going through the UCAS process. One of the things that you have to do when you are applying to university is choose the university that you want to apply to. You can apply to up to 5, but I think you have to apply to at least 3. I applied to 5 and I chose these 5 by, first of all, going on their websites. If you go on their websites, they'll have all the course information, the entry requirements, and a bit of information about the course and the lecturers and sort of what you'd be expected to do. By looking at this, you can sort of have a bit of a deeper look into the types of courses that are available, because as much as there might be many universities offering a specific course, what the course entails might be completely different through varying universities. Go to their open days. This is the only real way that you're going to get a feel for the university, and especially living wise, it gives you the best idea about where you're going to want to live for the next 3 to 7 years, depending on how long your course is. I visited 3 of the 5 universities that I applied to. I also visited one that I thought I was going to apply to, and in visiting made me realise that I absolutely did not want to go there. So it is a really useful process, and even if it means you have to travel 2, 3, 4 hours just for the day there, I would highly recommend it, just to avoid that arriving on the day and being like, I hate it here. A lot of the universities have got these 360 tours on their website. I also think it's really useful to have a look at those as well. As well as the course, I feel like it's also really important to consider the environment that you're going to be living in. So whether you want to be at a campus university or a city university, and what the accommodation is like, because I feel like although you go to university to learn about your subject and to get your qualification, I do feel like moving out and going to university is a huge lesson in life. And I feel like you need to be comfortable and happy in that situation for it to be most beneficial to you. So I decided that I definitely wanted to have an ensuite at my first year. Obviously in your second year, when you move in with your people you know, or like people that you've known for a year, it's a totally different situation. But to move in with 10 people that you don't know and share a bathroom, I feel is a bit personal, straight up. So that's what I definitely knew, and I also knew that I wasn't bothered about having a same-sex or mixed-sex flat. It didn't bother me. But these are the sort of options that they give you. This is more sort of once you've got your offers, but they are things that you need to consider. So yeah, once you've chosen your universities and you've chosen the course that you want to do, then it's time to start writing your personal statement. The one thing that a lot of people at my school struggled with wasn't getting enough words, it was getting the word count down so that it fitted within I think it's, oh, I can't remember. I think it's like 650. Oh, I probably should have looked this up before I did it. Yeah, I think, and 2,500 characters. Something like that rings a bell. 2,000 to 2,500 characters, I think it is. And it is so hard, especially when you're enthusiastic about the subject and you have so much to say and you want to really sell yourself to this university, and you can only do it in so fewer words. And I know that it might sound like a lot of words, but once you get writing it, it is really difficult. The one thing that I would suggest when writing a personal statement is that once you've written it, go through and abbreviate as many words as you can. Take out adjectives. And I know that maybe for an English student, or I was applying for journalism, so for a journalism student, writing is what you love. It is really difficult to take out all the bits that make it good, but you just have to remember that the personal statement needs to have the information and not necessarily be this amazingly grammatically fantastic piece of writing. I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, so first thing you need to do on a personal statement is have a really catchy, attractive intro bit. Something that sums up what you are, what you're looking for, what you're after, and why you love it. Just a few sentences, just so that the person who's reading it can be like, right, that's what they want. They love it. Cool. Let's go. And then throughout, you will then go on to speak about the subject and what you're interested in. You have to be careful not to, if you're doing a particular subject like history or physics or something that isn't more abstract, you have to be careful not to just tell them lots of things about it, because obviously the person that's reading it clearly knows a lot about it because they're a lecturer at university teaching you that subject. So just be careful how you phrase things. Say, you're interested in this, not, oh, did you know, blah, 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 blah. Also, if you're doing a more abstract course, like journalism, which isn't a subject you learn at school, which doesn't have just a straight, this is what it is, and it can be lots of different things, don't worry about sort of having to, this is something that I really struggled with when writing my personal statement, because I had people around me who were applying for history, physics, economics, and they were reading books about history, physics, economics. And I wasn't really sure what to do for academic reading, but then I realised that actually watching documentaries, reading articles, reading autobiographies of journalists, reading essays by journalists and stuff, that counts as academic reading because it is about journalism, it is about the subject. It doesn't necessarily have to be a book on how to be a journalist, but it can just be anything to do with the subject and what you're going to be doing. And that was when I realised, actually, I have a lot to talk about, and forced myself to read just to fit it into my personal statement. It's also really useful to discuss how the subjects that you've done at A-level have given you certain skills that will be beneficial to your course. So in psychology, we had to write a report, we had to do lots of research, very useful for university. History, analysing, evaluating, creating judgments about things, very useful for university. And just discuss how a lot of the things you've learned over the last 2 years will be really valuable to your time at university. One thing I would say about your personal statement and your UCAS application is try and get it done before, during October, before November, just because then it gets it out the way, and because you're going to be focusing so much on your exams and your subjects this year. I almost forgot about it because I started my personal statement in the summer, and then I had it done by September, handed it in, sorted it all out, and I think to get that piece of work out the way early was really beneficial in the long run, and it also took a lot of pressure off. Then once you've sent off your final application with your personal statement being approved and all your references on there from your tutor and your head of sixth or whatever references that you've got if you're in a different institution, then it's just time to wait. And then there's this thing on UCAS called UCAS Track, where you will get an email notification to tell you that something's changed. Then you log on and it will tell you that you've either got an offer or that you haven't got an offer. That is probably the most nerve-wracking period of time between sort of November and January, where most of the offers come through and then sort of a few will come through a bit later. But when all the people around you are like, oh yeah, I got accepted here, I got accepted here, and then you're like, oh my god, I haven't heard anything. Not really sure what else to say. The process on UCAS of creating the bulk of the application, like who you are, where you're from, your nationality, there's a few other bits and bobs in there. It is really straightforward on the website, and you'll get a login for that through Sixth Form. That's what happened to us anyway. And it is really straightforward. You just work through it. So, yeah, do drafts of your personal statement. Don't just stick to the first one. Get other people, your peers or your teachers to read it through for you, because you can never have enough eyes on it. Just remember that everybody's feeling the same. Everybody that's applying to university is feeling nervous, is feeling apprehensive, isn't sure whether the personal statement's very good. Like I didn't think mine was very good. I wrote it, I was like, it's okay. I'm not really sure. It's because I'd read other people's and I was like, oh, that's really good. Like you sound amazing. And then there's me, and I wasn't really sure, but I got 5 offers. So just don't compare yourself to other people too much. Sort of focus on what you're saying is relevant to your course, and how different courses require you to say sort of different things to your personal statement. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say. And I'm obviously not qualified to talk about this, you can tell. I can't really remember a lot of it, but that's just a few things I've got to say about that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am moving out next week, so I'm sure I'll be making some videos around that. I'm thinking of maybe vlogging my first week of university. I'm not sure how that goes, depending on how emotional I get, but I think it could be quite a cool little series of videos, so let me know what you think. If you have any more questions that I haven't answered, because I feel like I have just babbled in this video, if you have any more specific questions, then just ask and I'll let you know. Anything about A-levels, because I've done them, they are hard. Yeah, so just let me know, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye!